Good morning, it's Mr. B here with another art lesson for you. We've been talking a lot about line, shape, and color. We've been creating some art projects that are related to those elements of art. Today we're going to talk more about form. That would be this word here, this one, okay? And it's related to shape. I call them cousins. Just like you and I, we have cousins. They kind of look alike, and we may or may not have the same last name. All right? So, let's get started. What do you think? What's it called? Yeah, it's a square. Okay? What about this one? Can you see it's white? Yeah, it's a square. But, what did I draw on this side? Yeah, it's a triangle. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this little piece of cardboard, and you can do this at home, it's not that hard. You're going to have a square base. It's going to be flat. Remember, the sides have to be equal on a square. So you can take this and put the base down. With the triangles, you're going to need 4 of these. Okay, I've got 4. It's kind of like playing cards there. 1, 2, 3, and here's the other one. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take and cut off the edges where I had the black line. So there's the first one cut off. Okay, so here's my first triangle. And here's the little triangle pieces that got cut off. All right, I'm going to do my next one. This is just one of the many lessons you can do with the form. Okay, here's my second one. So you're going to need 4 triangles to add to your 4 corner base. All right, here's the next one. Then I'll be done. So does anybody know what I'm trying to make with a square base and triangle sides? All right. So I gotta get some glue going here. So, and these are all going to come together like this. See that? There's 2 sides. Do I know what that's going to be? Yeah, it's going to be a pyramid. All right, a triangular shaped pyramid. So there's the base. And you're going to need a little glue or tape. And you're going to stick these together so the points all meet at the top. So that's one way to create a form using shape. You see how they're related now? Yeah. Okay, let's move on with a few others. All right. So here's a piece of paper. What is that? Yeah, it's a rectangle. But look what happens if I take this rectangle and I roll it up. I see you. Now what do I have? Anybody know what that is? Yes. It's a cylinder. Like a can of paint. All right, now in order for that to hold something, this cylinder, you got to have a circle on the bottom and a circle on the top. Then your cylinder can hold something like paint, water, a about a water bottle. Okay? Water bottles, they're cylinders. All right, here's my peanut jar. Kind of it's got a cylinder top to it, but it's more of a what? Oh, I stumped you on that one, didn't I? It's a what? It's a cube. Yes. Okay. These are more like cubes, but this has a cylinder opening. All right. So how many squares does it take to make a cube? Well, a big dice will tell you the answer. Put this side back on. How many sides to a dice? 6. Okay. So you've got 6. So there's your cube. And that's how square is related to cube. All right. What's this? I know some of you have seen this. A lot of you boys and girls love to play either softball or baseball. And this is a baseball. But what kind of form is this? Oh, it's a sphere. S-P-H-E-R-E. Sphere. So it's related to what? Yeah, of course, a circle. Okay. Now, also related to a rectangle, if you roll it up a little bit differently, roll one end up a lot smaller than the other end. I know this is a little hard to do, but if one end is kind of pointed, so what are you going to have now? All right, you don't know what that is. Well, here's the answer. It's a cone. All right. So if I roll that rectangle up, one end's a little bit more pointed than the other one. Ooh. Oh, ice cream. Yes, a cone. Put some ice cream on that. So you could go and you guys know all about this. You go to the Dairy Dip or the Dairy Queen. You get a cone, don't you? Yeah, they say, what kind of cone do you want? Well, you get a cone. You get your little scoop of ice cream. You stick it on there. What do you got? An ice cream cone. Well, what you really got when you went there was a form. You actually got 2 of them. Cone, and the rolled up scoop of ice cream is your sphere. And then you go to licking on it, don't you? Or tearing into it. I do. I love ice cream. All right? Now let's look at another, let's see, cylinder. Here's another cylinder. Here's some paint. It's a paint cylinder. All right? And when we put water on it, the paint comes off, and then you can use it to paint things with. I got a tray of cylinder paints. There we go. See that? Didn't know that a cylinder could paint, did you? Well, as long as it's made out of paint, you can use it that way. All right? So I want you to get your piece of paper, now that you've seen some of those. And oh yeah, we don't want to forget the Legos. A lot of you already have these at home. And you love to snap these little guys together. You know what you're making? You're making forms. See that? That's a form. Okay? So, who's got their piece of paper ready? Okay? First thing I want you to do is write shape on one side, form on the other. If you want to, put a line between them. Okay? Let's just start with a square. Draw yourself a square on the shape side. Remember, all sides got to be equal. Now, the form that's related to it, we said earlier, was a, yes, cube. Okay. Watch how I draw this. Okay. It's like a square. Put a straw in it. Draw the straw out to the side, like an L. Add another straw on the outside, makes it look like a U. And then close in the U. And you have yourself two squares. But now what you want to do is connect the corners of your two squares, and there's a cube. All right. Triangle. What do you think's related? Yes, a cone. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is take a little oval and put a bigger oval under it. And then just connect the sides. Okay? Now, I think it's always pretty cool to put a little line under it with a little shadow off to the side. And you can put a few little lines on the side. That gives it some depth. Makes it look like it's three-dimensional. Okay? All right, now, rectangle. What do you think's related? Yeah, of course. It's a cylinder, so you're going to need those two ovals again. Two sides. Put the base on it, and maybe a few lines on the side of it. Like it's got shadow. Remember, pause the video if you're trying to keep up. Pause the video. And of course your circle. All right, now this one's a little bit tougher. But all you have to do is start out with a little circle. Put it on a table like this. Make a little triangular shadow over to one side. And then you're going to want to shade in the other side. You might want to put a few dots on this side. Okay? So there we have the illusion that this is a ball, a sphere, made out of a flat circle shape. Okay? But you have to shade this side in so that it looks like the light is shining on one side and it's shading in the other side. That gives it some depth. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Go get some cardboard. Make a few things out of your pieces of cardboard and you'll have yourself some forms that are made out of shape. I'll see you next time.